I think we last ended with Wendell being locked away. So we'll
Yep.
jump back over to Hero, and we'll say that since uh, Samuel is uh, unavailable at the moment, that he has gone drinking and is uh, fallen asleep during that, and Nick decided to come out and actually do some work in his place.
Nyx finally woke up from her binging.
Yeah.
Great. We got two alcoholics.
Is my
Oh,
screen
boy.
supposed to be black?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't
Uh,
have tokens with vision on this map.
yeah, let me. That should be better now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Little marketplace.
Yeah. So, Hero and Nix, what would you like to do?
I guess one other thing to point out is I think Wendell was there to try and figure out about the smuggling, and it didn't seem like the owner really had a clue that smuggling was going on. Either he's very good at hiding it, which I'd be surprised at, or he's dense as fuck. And just doesn't know that his tavern's being used for smuggling. Because that's what Wendell was there trying to do, just for like out of character context.
Yeah, in character, you guys haven't figured out what's going on, or even you don't even know that he's locked away.
Yeah, that's an out of character thing. Is that he was there trying to fake needing something smuggled, and the guy. It seems to be implied that he thinks that Wendell's an part of the Inspectors Guild, and that's why he threw him in the closet.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
you
Probably.
guys should figure something is up by evening when Wendell doesn't come around for drinks and dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't gotten out by then.
Right. Which Wendell's going to be working on.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So, Hero and Nix, what are you going to be doing it?
You said you talked to the tavern people?
I've talked to the guy, the quest giver, which is where Wendell's currently locked up with, about the fines he received, and I talked to another shop about the fines they received, which made it seem like the fines that the quest giver received might be targeted.
I see Samuel is typing.
Oh, was he? I don't see it anymore.
Yeah, he's online right now through his phone.
What were the fines for?
So the fines for the guy who didn't get fined very bad, it was very minor things. You know, very minor things. I don't remember the exact details of it. It was minor. It was pretty normal for them to get fined a few gold, whereas for the Rusty Shield, it was like everything from cleanliness to, maybe some rats in a cellar, food storage not being up to snuff. Uh, the like he even said, I don't know how accurate it would be, but he said he got fined for the carpet being a wrong shade of red. Which is like, all right, if that was true, then he's getting very heavily targeted for bad reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's. And if I recall, the previous inspector did not fine him nearly as heavily. It used to be Tribris, the goblin guard at the gate. And I don't believe he fined him very heavily, though.
Mm.
I didn't jot down how heavy the fine was. I just wrote that he went through once or twice as an inspector, and I don't think
It's
it noted
just the
anything.
one inspector.
It seems like one inspector with one shop is specifically what's going on. Possibly more if it's like a smuggling ring of several shops. It could be that, but I'm only aware of it being one inspector with this one tavern, and that's
And my hope is that after I get the carving done, I can go over there deliver that to the guard, and then that may actually curry a little additional favor to maybe get some background information on his replacement.
Yeah, because that's the only thing we don't know a lot about is the actual new inspector. Is if we don't know a whole lot of details about him. We just seen how he operates to a couple, like to the tavern that hired us and one other shop. We don't know anything else about him. If he possibly has a dark past or if he's in some illegal stuff. Hired at Southwest area.
Alright, now there's some meals out. So. Will Hero next be doing anything at the moment, or are you sort of waiting for Wendell's to meet back up with you?
Yeah, more or less. I don't remember if I was given any of their shops to even address. Or to see if anybody else is getting fined heavily. I don't remember if I was given any of that info or not.
Not that I recall.
I remember just getting the one place. But none of the other shop owners seemed nearly as pissed from what I gathered. So I think mostly I'm waiting till the evening for Wendell to finish his thing, and if he doesn't get out of there, I'll go out looking for him.
Okay, so we'll jump back over to Wendell. Having just been locked away in a cold, dark storeroom.
This is not Wendell's first time being locked away in a cold, dark storeroom. He was an orphan.
Mm-hmm.
He's lived in an orphanage. And he was a brat.
So what is your plan to deal with your current predicament?
Well, first thing would be to find another obvious exit that, the bar owner isn't really aware of or not thinking about. The second is removing the door frame support so that the door can move either way a little bit, enough for me to be able to slip the latch.
Okay.
Basically lock picking.
Right. Give me an investigation. Try and find an alternative route.
Man, I may be dumping every single point that I get into intelligence. I didn't expect him to become like a private eye, but he's becoming a private eye. So
yes, you take a look around the room. There don't seem to be any obvious alternate routes out. And being that all the walls besides the door are lined with shelves in front of them, you don't see any loose boards or anything that you could easily pry out of the way through.
okay. Well, then the direct line of assault, taking care of the lock on the door.
Okay. Are you going the thieves' tools route, or are you going the destructive?
If it's accessible, I'm going to use the thieves' tools. If it's not accessible, destructive.
Alright. So you go take a look at it with your thieves' tools first. You don't see a lock on this door.
Well, can I see, like perhaps that he propped something up against it or something along those lines?
Yeah, you kind of jiggle the handle and give it a little push, and it does seem that he's got something propped up against the door to prevent it from being opened.
Okay. Well, in that case, I need to make the door bend the wrong way.
All right.
So that's going to require prying away that frame a little bit so that I can grab a hold of it and
Mm-hmm.
really give it a good tug.
Yeah, so you get to work on that. Give me a strength or athletics check to pry out the door frame enough to get at it. All right, very nice. Yeah, with that you're able to pry open the door enough so that you're able to swing it in enough that you could squeeze out past the door frame at least.
Okay.
As you get to the other side, you see that he has stacked two large crates in front of the door. Close enough to the door as well that you can't slip past them without moving or breaking them as well.
Well, I do have my pry bars. I'm wondering if maybe I can't wiggle them out of the way with a little bit of finesse.
Yeah, that should work. Let's see. Give me another strength or athletics check with advantage because you've got a little bit more space to work with here for this.
All right.
Yeah, I'll say with that you're able to shift the crates just enough for your small frame to squeeze out through the opening.
Ah, perfect. Well, get myself straightened up and cleaned up a little bit. See if I can bump the crates back up against the door.
Yeah, much easier to do from this side than the.
And is he over at the behind the bar still?
Yeah, he seems to have gone back out to the main room behind the bar.
Okay. I think I am going to try to earn my my surname and walk up right behind him while he's tending the bar.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me that stealth check. Yeah, you are right behind him. He has not noticed you. This
And
side.
so, as I get up nice and close to him, Wendell is going to go, "Oh," and waiting for the reaction.
He turns around slowly at first and then startled when he sees you. What are you doing out here?
Not the Inspectors Guild. The other very important guild in this city.
Illhammer Guild? You're gonna have to be more specific than that, lad.
And I'll lean in and say, the Thieves Guild.
Oh, you're with that other fellow that came in here the other day, are ya?
The fellow that came in the other day? Look, I'm trying to get some merchandise moved, and I had heard that it was something that could be done safely and securely here. If that's not the case, then, we both had a good laugh, and I'll be on my way.
What are you talking about? I serve food and drink here. Needing to move food and drink, I might be able to work with you, but beyond that...
Oh. Well, you have my most sincere apologies then. It appears that the information I was given was incorrect.
Oh, well, that happens from time to time.
Oh, but I do apologize. I think your the door frame to your storeroom, termites or something. The wood just started falling apart.
I'll have to have that looked at. Thank you for the heads up.
Not a problem. Have a great day. And Wendell will just head out.
Alright. So you head back out and meet back up with Hyro and Nyx later that day.
So it appears that that the bar owner may not be aware that smuggling's going on in his place of business.
If I had to take a guess, I imagine the inspector might be aware of something like that then.
Yeah.
And then he might be finding him under the assumption that the bar owner is in cahoots with the smuggling ring.
Yeah, trying to get a piece of the action, so to speak.
That very likely might be the case then.
And he could be getting pretty annoyed that he's not getting it, and so he's doing the random inspections for ridiculous amounts of money.
That would make sense then. If you were trying to catch somebody in an illegal ring, you would want to check by at random times. That way they can't plan around it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves the question then. How do we want to handle this? We could just go back to our initial job and just get him framed for a crime. Or we could try to get a more peaceful resolution.
Well, the only trouble that I have with all this, it just doesn't make any sense to me, is how on earth can he afford to make a payment like that and hire us? I don't really think that a tavern that's in that kind of condition is going to be raking in that much money.
That is a valid point. It's not an overly nice tavern in an overly nice part of the city. Having that much effective gold on hand to be able to pay those fines, as well as hire us, and he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who would have a lot of gold laying around. He probably spends it pretty quickly as he gets it.
Yeah.
Well, the entire thing stinks like fish cheese to me.
So then there's another question that brings up. Is he actually faking it and he does know about the smuggling ring, or does he have somebody else who is essentially doing that for him and just providing him with some gold for allowing them to do their work behind the scenes? For all we know, there could be somebody who says, I'm going to do some work in your tavern. I'll pay you some gold. Don't stick your nose into it.
Well,
Or perhaps another employee there, if he has any employees, could be doing it without him knowing, and they're just...
Mm-hmm.
But that still wouldn't explain all the excess gold unless they're paying him to just not look into it.
Right. And me personally, I've hit my upper limit on being able to try to figure things out. And so I'm just more opting to just get the job done.
That's kind of where I'm heading to.
Yeah.
I doubt if if we even uncover any of this, the Thieves Guild might even be in part of it for all we know.
Yeah. And it really doesn't do well to bite the hand that feeds.
For all we know, it might be best just to try and get him to back off of the Rusty Shield and find a way to complete the job while also making him aware that it's because of this that it's happening, but not in a way that frames the Rusty Shield. Because otherwise, if he doesn't lose his job, he might just go back to his old ways of doing it.
Mhm.
But if we also, if we almost frame it like the Rusty Shield did it, and if there's any evidence that the Rusty Shield might be behind a crime that's framing him, that could come back to bite him in the butt. I don't know
Well,
if there's a good way to inform him of why it's happening while still making it not obvious.
well, if we go the route of getting him arrested for a crime, then we don't have to worry about any of it. He's had his moment, and we get paid. What happens beyond that's not our problem.
It's a valid point.
Perhaps we would get a repeat customer out of it. I don't know. The other thing that we could consider would be seeing if maybe we should fine him. But that would require maybe talking to the higher ups in the Thieves Guild, because we would probably have to do it as representatives of the Thieves Guild. Saying, that he wasn't paying his share, something like that. And then, of course, we could always drop the comment, "Oh, it looks like your carpet's the wrong shade."
That's true. That might be enough to drop the message without
Yeah.
giving it
So
away.
I would say we have two options, really. Just get him convicted of a crime, or at least accused of one, or give him a shakedown, but we'd have to talk to a boss.
I would probably go with the former in this case.
Yeah, say the first option and just get it over with.
The shakedown, I feel like, could backfire, is much more likely to backfire on us.
Well, I feel like that shouldn't be very difficult to do then. We follow him around tomorrow during his job assignments. At each place that he goes into, we swipe something that is fairly obvious that the shop owner is going to be able to notice is missing fairly quickly. And we plant the evidence on him.
That shouldn't be too difficult to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Well then, shall we retire for the night and then we'll start on this tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I'm getting a little sleepy. Must be all this extra dimensional air.
Okay, so you guys head back in, have a lovely night's rest, and wake well rested in the morning, ready to continue.
All right. I think the plan's going to be to follow him around, uh,
Okay.
and slip into the shops, wherever he's going, pilfer something, and plant evidence.
Okay.
Hopefully, we can get 2 or 3 things, you know, before anybody starts reporting it and freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And then all we need is one of us who hasn't really had any interaction with the shop owners or whatever to go, oh yeah, I saw that guy. I'm pretty sure he was the one that took it. I thought he had already bought it. Like next.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. So you guys head out into the rainy streets on this fine morning, and it's about mid-morning by the time you catch up to the Spectre as he's going about. You see him. His first stop of the day seems to be a shoe shop on a cobbler.
Okay. Probably really nothing of any value that could be stolen from there.
Yeah, just a nice pair of shoes. Would be about the biggest thing. Just see whatever looks the nicest and took the most effort to make.
Yeah, but that wouldn't
That's true. If
that
it's a
wouldn't be easily concealable. However, maybe a gem or pearls or something like that that might be used as decoration on the shoes.
Yeah, give me whoever's going to be looking around, give me a perception check. See
All
if
right.
there's anything particularly valuable.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll look around too, though I'm more looking to run interception. Oh. Alright, do I find any shoes that looks like they got something valuable on them?
Yeah, so while Wendell's looking around at the kid-sized shoes that he thinks are normal-sized,
Hey, they are.
Ira, you do see, there's like a glass display case with some really fancy pairs of shoes on it they actually do have some gemstones embedded into the sides of it, small ones.
Alright, is the glass case locked or is it like sitting on top of it?
It just seems to be sitting on top of it.
Alright. Is the inspector still inside the store?
Yeah, he seems to be in the back room with the owner.
Alright, I'm gonna look around and try to is there anybody else in the store with us or is it just like us three right now?
There's you three and one other shopper at the moment who seems to be trying on shoes.
I'm going to I'm gonna swipe the shoe or swipe the gems off of it and immediately use a minor illusion to like replace one of them so it looks like it's still there.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean. There we go. Yeah, so I'll basically swipe. I'll just pick like the most noticeable one of the bunch.
Okay.
Whether it's like an emerald, whichever one's got like the brightest glare, I'll steal that one, put it in the pocket, and immediately replace it. And then I'll walk outside.
Okay. Give me a stealth check as well to do this and make sure you don't drop the glass or something.
All I can think of is like the what is it? What is a show where those guys do stupid shit? They try to like do it. Oh, what is it?
Jackass?
Improbable pranksters or whatever. Improbable
Oh.
something.
Impractical
Yeah,
Jokers.
Impractical jokers
Yeah.
like that, where it's like open the glass. They just slam the fucking glass on the floor to open it up and like show them a pair of sunglasses. Fucking take the glass and slam it to pick up the jewel. That's what it was. I think this is what you were looking for, man. He slams it on the floor. All right, so I'm guessing I got out of there pretty all right.
Yeah, as far as you know, yes, you've gotten away unnoticed.
I'll kind of walk a block away and then just watch the front of the store until the guy comes out.
Oh, okay.
And I'm assuming that we noticed this since we're trying to kind of keep an eye on each other.
Yeah, the rest of you would have certainly noticed that you, would have been keeping an eye on.
So we'll slip out as well.
Okay. About 5 minutes later or so, you see the inspector leaving the shop.
Okay. Well, hero,
And then,
you want to do a bumping plant?
yeah, it'll work. So I'll give you a little nod, and I'll start walking up behind him, slowly waiting for something to distract him. So I'll be like probably probably somewhere between 5 and 10 feet behind him,
Okay.
waiting for a time just to like drop it into a bag or a pocket, like a coat pocket.
Yeah. Give me a sleight of hand check to do so once the time arises.
Oh, okay. Thank God you said when the time arises. I'm getting ready, but I'm not feeling too confident. I gotta remember how to do it. It's been a while since I did a plant. I'm like, thank God I did a practice run. I started fumbling around my pocket, like I'm gonna get ready to do it, and I fucking pull it out. It's not in my hand. Oh fuck! I forgot to pick it up. Getting rusty on this.
Yeah, so you're walking along behind him. At one point, he stops in the street to look at a map he's got, as if he's trying to figure out where his next stop is.
This is the time. Do it. Do it now.
All right, I'm gonna go. I want to go try and essentially plant it into either a pocket or a bag while I bump into him at the same time.
All
And
right.
I will stay just a little bit away, kind of off in the shadows. So if anything goes wrong, I can kind of slip in during the middle of the confusion, maybe pick it up off the ground or whatever, and try to plant it myself.
Okay. So go ahead and give me your actual sleight of hand check.
Oh, thank God, I was almost a one. It teetered.
Yeah, you give him the slightest of bumps just after he stops. He kind of looks around and glares at you, not having noticed that you've dropped a gemstone into his pocket.
I'll just be like, apologies.
Watch where you're going.
I'll nod as I walk away.
He puts away his map real quick and continues on to his next destination.
With Wendell and Nix in tow.
Yeah, I'll kind of essentially like I walk one block further away, and then I'll take a turn, and I'll wait for him to pass, and I'll tail relatively far behind, like maybe 30 feet, so as to not get caught.
Okay. So you follow him along for several more blocks. At which point he stops in to begin an inspection of a high-end wine store in town.
Well, that one's probably not going to be useful.
Not with that attitude.
Well, I mean, if you really want to try to slip a bottle of wine on him, I mean, you do you. No, there's a silver corkscrew. Yeah, that's what we're going after.
The golden corkscrew of Shambhala.
I mean, they do sell, various accessories and stuff that you would use in conjunction with
Oh,
forks.
500 gold piece of bite cheese. Oh.
Corkscrews and glasses.
Yeah. I don't really feel like there's anything that would be very pilferable in that would be of decent value.
Nothing that would be easily accomplished. I mean, there's stuff we could do, but it'd be difficult to do.
Yeah.
Like trying to get him framed for almost trying to take a swig of something. I feel like that could be kind of tedious to do. Like open up a jar and like spill a little bit out of it and get a little bit of that wine onto like his clothes or something without him noticing.
Right.
That's a lot of things that could go wrong to do that little frame for it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's doable, but
right. It's much better for us to look for the easy plays.
yeah.
The stuff that he can get nabbed with and he doesn't even know he's getting played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not even gonna go inside because I don't want him to see me. I'm still kind of waiting outside the store.
Okay, this is surreal. I've got the rain going on here in the game, and we have a thunderstorm going on right now
It's funny.
here at the house. So I'm hearing the thunder rolling through the headphones, and I'm like, oh wow, man, this game's really immersive.
This is more immersive than I thought. Wait a second.
Learn to control the real weather just for you.
I appreciate it, man. I do. So yeah, I think we're going to skip the wine place and see where he goes next.
Okay. Alright, so he heads back out to the streets and begins making his way through town once more. His next stop is actually a market, much like the one on the screen.
Okay.
He's doing a bunch of quick inspections on a bunch of small stalls there.
Ooh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, keeping a sharp eye out.
Okay. Yeah, all sorts of general goods available. He stops at over a dozen spots. Mostly just for quick checks, make sure permitting's in order. Make sure they're not selling anything illegal, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, any place that he stops, if I notice anything that looks to be of decent value and is small, I mean, Wendell is damn near ready to like literally shadow him and be like, off the table, in the pocket. Ooh, this one looks nice. Off the table, into the pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you've got a couple options. There's a a stall selling rare and expensive mushrooms that he stops at.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially if they've got any of those special edible ones. The ones that help you to see stuff.
Nothing quite that fancy, but um, they do have plenty of mushrooms there that it would be easy to pocket.
Well, Wendell is getting bumped around as he normally would. So it's making his stealth a little bit difficult to do.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand as well to quickly pocket it. That's pretty decent. You're able to get a small mushroom of one of the more expensive varieties picked up without being noticed.
Okay. And so as he's going from stall to stall, I'm just going to be relieving each stall of something of somewhat decent value. And then probably just doing like a multi-plant on him.
Hmm. Yeah, so you work up about 4 or 5 items over the course of the whole market.
Which that should be good.
Yeah.
And then now he doesn't have a satchel or anything that he's carrying, does he? I know he has the lockbox.
He's got a lockbox that he usually carries in like a backpack, but he's also got a coat on today with some fairly large.
Okay. So I will probably be aiming to go for the coat, for the pockets.
Okay. And give me another stealth check and another sleight of hand check to go ahead and plant those.
Man, stealth's just not doing well today.
Okay, with those rolls, you almost get caught, it seems. He feels a slight tug, and turns around and...
Yeah, if he turns around and he sees me, then I'm going to, like, blatantly, like I'm pulling on his coat. Sir, can you spare some coppers?
No, I'm working. I don't have any personal money on me.
Yes, of course I understand. Thank you.
And he continues walking.
Yeah, and Linda will move along. And get over to the rest of the group. That was close.
I'll say.
But he's definitely loaded down with some items. Now I think it's time for us to go back and talk to a couple of those shopkeepers and mention that, well, there was something that we were looking for before and it's not here.
Then
Give a
I
nod.
come in. Yes.
So, yeah, Wendell will hit a couple of the places in the marketplace. If Nix and Hero want to hit the shops.
Yeah, I can.
Or a couple of the marketplace places. I mean, I think he said it was like 4 different places that we hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can hit a couple of them and they can hit the other 2.
I can hit at the cobbler's shop because that's where I was at before, looking at the things. So.
Oh yeah.
It almost makes sense that I'd come back to buy them.
Yeah. Well then, Well, Nix and I can do 2 each at the market, and you can do the cobbler shop.
Yeah, I'll head over to there then.
Okay. For Nix and Wendell, go ahead and just give me a persuasion check to
Yeah.
talk to the various stall owners here.
Yeah, because basically it's going to be talking about like the specific item, and then being like, when they start kind of panicking, be like, "Oh my goodness, well, it couldn't have been that tall gentleman that with the large lockbox, could it? I saw him putting something in his pocket, but I just thought it was like some money or something."
All
So
right.
basically, really stir it up.
All right. Yeah, and with those rolls, you certainly get a lot of the shopkeepers on the same page that maybe this guy took some. He was at our. And jumping over to Hero, head back to the cobbler's shop. Over to the fancy shoes in the glass case. One of them clearly missing a gem up front and center on it.
I'll ask for the shopkeep. Excuse me, wasn't there a gemstone on one of these shoes before?
Well, yes. What do you mean was? Comes
I was
over.
here earlier looking at the shoes, and I decided I was going to get them, but one of the gems that was there last time isn't here now.
What do you mean? It comes over and takes a close look. I remember putting that gem on myself. I know it was there. One must have taken it.
When was the last time that you saw that it was there?
Oh, it was this morning, just before the inspector arrived.
Seems awfully coincidental. Well, have you been out on the floor all day, or were you off the floor sometime?
It's been back and forth a bit. But you don't think he couldn't have taken it? Why would he take it?
I don't think he would, but I figure anything's possible.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, well.
The fucking worst check you could have had me make.
Okay, he's definitely got a bit of a panic in his voice, so. Man, it's frustrating that that's gone now. This ruins the value of the shoes.
I wonder if anybody else has had trouble with stuff missing today. Or if anybody else has ever run into trouble with him specifically.
I've not run into problems with him before, but I've been in my shop all day. I mean, look, if you're wanting to buy the shoes, I'll sell it to you half off, missing gems.
How much is it? Normally, does it have like a price on it?
A sticker price on it's 150 gold.
Could you do 50 gold by chance? And if you happen to find that other gem, I can come in to pay to have it added on. How about that? That way it would complete the shoes.
No, because at 50, I could scrap the material there, and it'd be worth more to remake it at that point.
I understand. Well, if you do happen to find that gemstone, let me know. I'll keep an eye out for it. I'll pick up the shoes if you get it back. at full price.
Uh, oh, appreciate that. What was your name?
Hero.
Hero. Oh, Hero? I'll hold them for you for a couple days if I find it. Come in and buy it.
I would appreciate
I
that.
do think they would look quite nice on you.
I think so too. If I hear anything about any of the merchants having problems, I'll let you know too.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time there's been a string of robberies.
I'll nod. You have a good day.
You too.
I'll depart. I'll start heading back to the marketplace to regroup with the others.
Okay. Yeah, you regroup with them a couple minutes later.
Yeah, and I'm basically, like I said, I'm stirring up the merchants, and you know, if any of the other merchants are looking around like, hey, what on earth's going on? Well, we think that maybe that inspector just stole some stuff. You know, like seriously, get them into an uproar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking mob mentality.
Give me another persuasion check to rile up more of the shop.
I'm gonna help out with that this time because am I back for this yet or?
Yeah, you're getting back about this time.
Okay.
I'm gonna rile and be like, I heard he might have robbed the cobbler shop down the street too. After an inspection today, he's missing a gemstone.
Okay. Yeah, you certainly get the crowd going up a bit. You know, they're getting riled up for sure. Some of them seem like they're wanting to close up shop to go deal with it, but they're not sure what to do about it.
Well, Wendell will be incredibly helpful and offer the suggestion. Well, obviously, we should get the the captain or sergeant of the guard, the hand, whatever, and find out if he's actually, holding on to these items. It should be very, very easy for them to do a quick search of his premise and his personal effects.
Yeah.
And if he has nothing to hide, he certainly is not going to object to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do like a fucking a minor illusionist scream. Hey, you're right from the back of the crowd. Hey, you're right. Just pick a random voice. Hey, you're right.
Well, and so outside of character for Hero, this would also be a really good time to utilize what he just heard from what the cobbler said about this not being the first time that they've had a string of robberies.
I'll say that too. If there's a,
Like maybe hinting that perhaps this inspector's been the one that's been behind them.
I'll say too. When I was looking to buy some shoes from the cobbler I mentioned, he said he's heard about some string of robberies too that have affected him. I'm wondering if those are connected.
Well, we should find out, someone else in the crowd says.
I bet they are. Just like as soon as I said it, I kind of stepped back again and cast it from the back of the crowd. I bet they are.
Like your own hype man in all of this.
I really am. If we got a mob mentality, they ain't gonna know it's me.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, so the crowd's definitely getting going at this point.
Let's get over there and get some justice.
Somebody get the guard.
Two of them run off to get the guard, while about a dozen other people, a mix of shop owners and shoppers even, who are interested in what's going on here.
Ooh.
I had to click on it because I cast the spell.
Yeah, and like as they're starting to like march towards that area, if I see like a chair leg, a stick, anything that could be used as like a club or a cudgel, I'm like handing them out to people in the crowd as they go by. It's like we cannot let this stand.
Now, what you do is you walk next to a tomato cart, you put a gold on it, you pick up a tomato. Come on, everybody, get your tomatoes.
Ooh, yeah. That works. That
Teach them a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like throw like a silver onto a cart for a tomato. If it costs like really cheap, just pay extra to get a tomato. Fucking get that guy on board too.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I will donate a gold to this cause, and find a fruit or vegetable vendor, and just be like, "Yep, we're gonna take the whole cartload. Here's the gold."
How much for the cart? Here's that plus some extra.
A gold would probably get you 30 or 40 pounds of tomatoes. No,
Right.
a large crate's worth of them.
And
Awesome.
just set that up there with the crowd. Be like, grab a handful. We'll teach this bastard a lesson. Nobody messes with our marketplace. We've been downtrodden for long enough.
Yeah.
There may be riots in the streets. And I'm okay with that.
That's not my concern. I have a job to do. That's the only thing I care about. Whatever happens afterwards is just fucking collateral.
We're calling for street justice. That's all there is to it.
Vigilante justice for crimes that we framed.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you gotta sell it all away.
Yeah.
So, with tomatoes in hand and a small mob behind you or with you, you find the inspector sitting under an awning outside, enjoying a piece of fish as his lunch.
Oh yeah, the most important part of this is that as we are kind of leading the crowd, we're also going to be fading towards the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've kind of, after the tomato cart, I basically faded towards the back already because I'm like, he's going to recognize me from the bump, so I'm going to make sure I'm in the back so I don't get caught up in it.
Exactly. So by the time that they actually get up there, we're actually probably going to be like a block away. We're going to be like standing over there near a street corner going, wow, look at that crowd. I wonder what's going on. Maybe you guys should go check that out.
So like talking to random people who are shopping, I
Yeah.
heard there were some thefts that might have been happening and they're trying to find the culprit.
It might actually be a city official, they said.
It's been a long time since I've heard of an official doing something this big.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, city officials, they're never dirty, right? Like, literally
Exactly.
just stirring up even the bypassers. We are literally going to be like carnival barkers.
Give me, not a persuasion check, give me a performance. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to assist him with it, like hype him up still.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage.
There we go.
Yeah,
I'm not a very charismatic guy, but I'm a hell of a hype man. I can just keep
I don't
casting
know
fucking
why.
minor illusions in the background, like fucking egging him on.
Yeah, as a side note, I don't know why, but for some strange reason, it will not ask me if I want it to roll with advantage or not.
I know I've had that issue before. I'm trying to remember what it was to fix it. I know when we first started playing, that was a problem too. I don't remember what it was though. I know. I remember it was an issue. I don't remember what you did to fix it, but I remember like when we first started using the software that it there's something that like happened with it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's just something in here is telling it.
Roll default and
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was something
Yeah.
that we had to fix or you had to fix.
Probably something on my end. Let me check them. Does all that.
I remember at some point we did have to fix it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really.
It's not that big
care.
of a deal. It's
Yeah,
just,
I can always double roll. It's not that big of a deal, but
yeah.
just wanted to point that out.
That fit.
Now, you see, what I'll do is after I help him egg on, I'm gonna go back to the cobbler and say, I heard he might have stolen from the marketplace. There's a mob after him.
It might be something just to muck about with later.
Yeah. Feared that it.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the rest, but I mean, I've noticed that since we started playing this.
Yeah. We just haven't had a whole lot of advantage and disadvantage throws yet because we're not having a whole lot of combat.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been too like a big deal at all.
And if find it, we'll just. I'm not seeing the settings right now. Just move on. It looks like it's working for combat at least, so
Okay.
we shouldn't have it there. So we just have to roll it twice, doing a check.
All right.
But
No
okay,
worries.
so this inspector who is eating his fish for lunch now has a angry mob around him. Just as some guards arrive.
Oh, this is going to be wonderful to watch. This hero, this Nyx, this is the fruit of our labors. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so you hear the crowd starts accusing him of stealing their goods and pocketing things that aren't his. And then after a moment when the guards finally have a chance to speak, they're asking, well, do you have anything on you? Things stolen? Which obviously he replies, no, of course not. I would never steal anything. Got nothing on me other than my work equipment.
Or
Oh.
so he thinks.
So he thinks. At which point, he gets pelted in the face by a tomato, and someone shouting, "Search him! He must have something on him." The guards then quickly proceed to seize him and search through his pockets in his bag. In which they do find several of the stolen goods in his pocket. I don't know how those got there. I didn't take them.
Unlikely story.
That's exactly what I was gonna do. Likely story, asshole.
That's exactly what a guilty person would say.
The tomatoes start flying at him, and the guards like, "All right, who do these things belong to?" And several of the shopkeepers speak up.
And after that, I'm gonna run and get the cobbler. Hey, that city official is currently being investigated. Looks like he stole from the marketplace. You might want to lock up shop and check and see if your gemstone is there. I'll start running back.
He quickly does so, and it follows not far behind you. And
That being said, as he goes up, I'm still gonna kind of blend into the back of the crowd and hide again.
he is able to recover his stolen gem.
Yeah, see, my hopes with all this was that, if it was just like little petty things, that's kind of like, oh, well, reprimand, you bad boy.
You got a gemstone
kind of
in
thing.
there.
Right. I wanted to bump up the gold piece value because, I don't know how the legal system works in this city, but usually the higher the value of the theft, the greater the crime.
Yeah.
And every interaction we've had with this guy, he's been a total dick. So... Not saying he deserves it, but... Come on.
So, the inspector is eventually hauled off in front of the angry mob. It seems he has been arrested.
Burn him! Oh, wait, he's not a witch. Never mind.
No, not that much. Not that much.
As the cobbler's heading back, he actually does see Hyro standing on the edge of the street. Like, he waves and shouts over, I found it! I got it back!
I'll give him a thumbs up and I'll walk back to the shop with him. I gotta hold through with the deal. I ain't gonna be no bitch.
This will just take
plus you're gonna have a pair of really bitchin' looking shoes.
I'll have the fucking Yeezys.
Right? And if you guys don't have an objection, can we take a quick 10?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Awesome. Thank you. I will be back.
We're back, and Hero is going to go purchase some very fine shoes.
See if I can. I might not actually have enough money. We'll see.
That would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, if it was 75 half off, I don't have that much money. Plats are only worth 10 gold, right?
Yeah.
I don't actually have enough for 150.
So yeah, you follow the cobbler back to the shop, and he opens it back up and like, oh, just a minute, and we'll have this gem back in there and looking good as ever.
I'll nod.
And he comes back. Takes the shoes to the back, spends a couple of minutes, reinsert the gem and reattach it properly, and comes back out. There we are, good as new. We'll even knock 5 gold off for your thanks and all.
I'll pull out my pouch. I'll be like, I got 5 platinum. Oh no, I forgot I must have spent that money. I've only got 72 gold to go with that. Would you mind holding those shoes for a bit longer until I get paid again?
If you put down a deposit on them, sure.
How much were you thinking for the deposit?
10%?
I'll hand over 15 gold.
Very well. I'll take that and hold it for up to a month. If I don't see you by then, well, can't hold it forever.
Sounds reasonable to me. I should be back within a week, though, with the rest of the money.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You know, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm starting to sense perhaps Brandon's character may turn into a Jarlaxle-ish type character.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, from the Dritz Du Orden series, Jarlaxle was a drow elf rogue who dressed incredibly fancy. And pretty much every item he had was magical.
It's funny.
But yeah, I can see your character. He's like the master of stealth, and it's like, yeah, but I dress like a pimp.
Mm-hmm. So you guys meet back up and head back to the hideout. Once more.
See Samuel like red in the face, just chugging more beer. He's already drunk out of his mind. He's still going.
Yes, he has definitely had a few too many at this point.
Well, I would say the first thing that we do is go over to the counter in the back and go get paid.
Hey, do we need to go back to the Rusty Shield to get approval for payment from him, or I don't remember.
No, you should just need to
Okay.
head to the
Payment's
bank.
always done at the guild.
Okay,
Yep.
I don't remember if we had to get like an approval of completion or not. I couldn't remember.
Not from this one.
Okay.
Well, unless it's specifically requested, they will work that out with them.
Gotcha.
I'm sure. And if it's not properly completed, well, someone's going to come after you and be like, hey, you didn't do it.
Ah.
That would be
Did
bad for you.
Did we confirm the guy that got dragged away by the guards at the end? Oh.
Yes, you saw him getting hauled away. By the guards.
Gotcha. So he was getting arrested, essentially, which
Yes.
is what was... Whether or not he actually does time in jail is debatable, but we fabricated a crime and got him arrested, which was the request. So even if he's only in there for like a day, that's still technically completion.
Jail time remains to be seen, but he did get arrested, and it's quite likely he will lose his job as well.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
he
that's-
quite literally got in trouble, and that's
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, that's what it was requested, was for him to get into some sort of trouble.
They just said get him arrested for something
Get him accused of a crime.
and make it so
Yeah.
that he can't sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
So basically, just get him arrested and make sure that it's something that the city can't just make it like it didn't happen. So with the crowd there and how he got hauled away, that should completely suffice it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll walk on over to the place and tell him we've completed the job as requested, and we're here for completion, for a reward for our completion.
Okay. They count out 500 gold pieces, or platinum for those who wish. 4-way split gives you 125 each.
Who doesn't want platinum? That's a silly statement.
Also, 500 experience split 4 ways is 125, but we'll say some extra in there for thoroughness of investigation and for actual completion of it. We'll round up to 200 experience each.
Should put us at 1925, I believe.
Yeah.
How much money did we get?
125 gold each. 500 split 4 ways.
Or 12 platinum, 5 gold.
Yeah, I'll take the money. We'll disperse it all out. Back at the table.
Much appreciate it.
I see. What time of day is it now? Is it evening, basically?
It's mid-afternoon.
I gotta head back to the store and buy my shoes.
All right.
So I'll head back to there. I'll be like, here's the other 135 gold for those shoes.
Yeah, you make it over there just before closing, and he is quite happy to see you back so soon. And
I'll hand him over the gold. I'll
hey,
put him on before I leave, and I'll thank him. And I'll take off.
all right, and you have
I got
Very
the new Air Jordans.
a very fine set of boots.
Hell yeah.
Well-crafted leather. A couple of dark gemstones. One on the front top of each, right in the center. Not enough.
Hell yeah.
Not enough to be super like obvious walking by, but enough that it like catches the light every now and then.
Somebody might briefly look down if they like see the eye glance off.
Yeah,
it.
enough to catch the eye without being obvious. I got gemstones in my.
That being said, I'll still keep my regular shoes if I ever need to go somewhere dirty or, not be noticed out in public doing a job.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can swap it out if it's like a night job and I don't need to get caught by moonlight reflecting or something. I'll always have my other shoes on me just in case. But if I'm just perusing about, I'll wear my nice Yeezys.
This is.
Or, if you're going through a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, that's why I'm just goading them in, because that way I can claim self-defense.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you're looking for an excuse to murder a hobo, I suppose that would work.
I mean, if they got something on them I want, I mean, it's a good way to instigate a fight. I got a lot of tricks to get away from a fight. I just gotta... I'll trip them over, I'll rob them, and then I'll fucking run away.
Yeah,
I can claim
need reasons to get into the fight.
How are you claiming self-defense? You tripped him, you beat the shit out of him, you stole 10 gold, and then you ran away. All he did was look at you funny. No self-defense, sir. He looked at my shoes and I didn't like it.
It was self-defense. He was like, nice shoes, and you know what that means.
You know he's gonna try and steal those. I had to defend myself. So you pulled out a fucking Uzi? Well, yes, sir. It was self-defense.
These are rare Jordans.
You don't understand. This costs more than my house. Well, they are nice shoes. What'd you say?
No witnesses.
No witnesses. Only my eyes can see these.
I mean, they are very expensive shoes.
Yeah, 150 gold.
Yeah, going by what I typically think of it as, 1 copper is $1 roughly. You spent 15 grand on those shoes in US dollars.
Fucking nice shoes, dude.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm literally bought like the full on Supreme, Gucci, every fucking major brand got in on it just for the fucking brand name on it.
Okay.
It's equivalency.
I hate to be that guy, but Wendell is going to straight up look over at Hero and go, "Those are really nice shoes. You should get an outfit to go with them."
Perhaps one day. I much prefer this style for our line of work. These are just nice to enjoy whenever I'm not working.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, though. You should get an outfit that matches them.
If something comes up again in the line of work where I can acquire some, I might do so. But I'm not one to go out and shop, as they say. That's more if I stumble across it, I'll pick it up.
Well, true to his nature, after Wendell eats and finishes off 2 desserts, as well as a healthy amount of ale, he's going to go back over to the boards and look for other work.
Oh, okay.
Always the busy bee.
You know, he's got a strong moral character. He's a worker.
He works for the people. The
This
common
is-
justice.
Let's see. It looks like there's only a single listing on the board at the moment. Got a single job there under available job. Or as if you want it.
I'm assuming that it's, yeah, okay. Let's take a look here. Insurance fraud. Huh. It looks like the owner of a furniture emporium needs to have his shop burned down. I think we could make that happen.
Probably wouldn't be too hard.
Yep. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. Let's see. I'm going to need a bottle of spirits. A wand of some sort. And a mage.
Okay, so aside from wanting to drink the spirits, what do you need the wand for?
Well, that would be for the bet.
What bet do you have going on?
Well, okay, so you get the mage drunk and then show them the wand and bet them that they can't hit a target, which you've conveniently placed over near the furniture emporium, with a fireball.
You'd have to find quite the gullible mage for that to happen.
You seem to think that sober mages are all that with it anyhow.
Even then, I feel
So
like
when-
most you have to find a more loose wizard for that to work. I feel like
Hence
somebody who's
the
studied in the
spirits.
gonna make them loose.
Right. Sober mages really aren't all that with it when it comes to right and wrong. They're fine when it comes to textbook stuff. But then you get one drunk, and man, that moral ambiguity. I'm pretty. How many drinks have I had?
I hold up
Anyhow.
7 fingers on one hand.
Ooh. That's a lot. Anyhow, when they're drunk, the morals go out the window. They just want to show off.
I suppose if you could do that, that would keep us relatively clean from this.
Right, it would have no connection whatsoever to the owner of the shop. It's just drinking buddies out having a good time, doing stupid things, and, you know, daring each other to do one-upsmanship stuff.
The only thing is, I would advise whoever talks to the wizard not use their name and make sure that the maybe they dress a little bit differently, so that way they can't be linked back as being the one that instigated it.
That's probably a good idea.
Otherwise, they could count it as a 2-person crime, and that would just make it more tedious for us.
True. So which of us has the most forgettable face?
just look. We all just look around each other.
And then, of course, the best persuasion roll.
I've got a -1 in charisma. I'm a hype man, not a persuader.
I've got a 4 in charisma or in persuasion.
Got a -1.
My
Yeah,
charisma
a
is
Z.
Yeah,
+2.
you're probably gonna be better off trying to convince somebody to do something.
Yeah, you're definitely the most persuasive of the group.
Well, crap. Okay.
Well, Wendell, sounds like you picked out a good job for you to do. That being said, we can make sure to try and get some guards in the vicinity to see it after you've escaped the premise and he's casted the spell.
Well,
We can try to have some guards in the
need-
area.
I'm still going to need you guys for part of it.
I raise an eyebrow.
If the mage is really drunk, they may not hit the target. They're most likely going to hit the building, but it may not catch things on fire by itself. However, if you go into the Furniture Emporium, I'm sure it's going to have stuff like varnish and mineral spirits for cleaning the brushes and stuff. Maybe loosely spilling a bit of that here and there, or maybe putting a fresh coat of very wet varnish on a couple of the pieces of furniture will help to catch the fire.
Help, was it expedite? Is that the right word? Expedite
Yeah.
the process.
Expedite.
You can expedite the process. I suppose I could do that. I could use Mage Hand to also make sure that I stay hidden while I'm doing it to make sure even if somebody's around outside, they don't catch me doing anything specifically.
Good idea.
Keep my hands clean. That way, there's nothing on me. But I could sneak inside and kind of pour it all around. Maybe get some of the furniture looking real nice and clean with some oil.
Ooh, and you know, Nix, you could actually get some of the guards on a wild chase
Mm-hmm.
and just time it to bring them by just as things go kawoosh.
Yeah.
Maybe have Fluffy steal some food and run
Yeah.
past a guard.
Yeah.
Right at the time where it happens to go down. That way they see the fireball flying from him to hit the building. Like a train wreck in slow motion. They can't look away.
So, who can we speak to here in the guild for information on locals?
No one in here is particularly an expert in locals. You know, everyone kind of knows some people, sort of thing. Best bet would be the information.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
in that case, I will go over and basically let them know that we're looking for a fairly powerful mage who's maybe a bit on the gullible side and can't handle their booze.
Just find like a college kid then. College kid wizard. There you go. That sounds like the perfect thing. Yeah, dude. I love Fireball, dude. Oh, you meant the liquor.
Oh man, I meant both.
I love Fireball, if you know what I mean, bruh. Take a
I like
shot, give a shot, you know what I mean?
Right? I like to have a little bit of fireball with my fireball. Light one of my joints right off of that shit. Yeah.
Those are always the best parties, bruh.
That and when some orc chick starts taking off her top. Wait, did you say an orc? No, man. I said elf. Yeah.
Don't you dare kink shame me, bruh. You see what I'm capable of?
Yes. this is the person we need.
This is exactly the kind of person you need. There's got to be one, right? Be somebody in this town, this big city. Yeah, I'm
Oh.
basically if it's too late in the day, I'll wait to kind of go the next day, but I'll essentially go scout out the Emporium. I'll go inside because I'm assuming it's kind of like a regular furniture store where you can go inside and look around and see what looks good.
Yeah, it means furniture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they probably have the warehouse in the back and a storefront.
Yeah, I'll kind of scout around the outside whenever I go. I'll go to the inside, kind of look around, see what I find. Probably talk to the owner a bit, so if you want to wait till the actual next day to do that, I will. That way I can talk about the job a little bit.
Yeah, and in the interim, Wendell has to make a new friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
One that we can do silly fun games with, safe games for the moment, but we might notch it up a bit here and there.
You got to find somebody who loves drinking games.
Right. And then maybe, after this evening, the next night, that's when we plan to do the strike. That way he's not really familiar with Wendell. But it's like, well, I've hung out with him one night. It was a lot of fun, and oops, this bad thing happened. Ooh, yeah, we should probably never talk about this again.
So for wizards themselves, there aren't many in the town itself. At least not in that match the description you're for. Most of those reside at the wizard's tower that's on the lake.
I mean, if I gotta pull one from there, I can always make a delivery and then find one that looks like they're ready to party.
They
But if there's one in town, that's all I need.
They do suggest though that there may be a sorcerer in town, young kobolds that may have the meet the requirements that you've.
Ooh, perfect. And it'll be the appropriate height too.
Exactly.
2 drinking buddies. So yeah, if they happen to have information on like just generally where he lives, stuff like that, or if they know a frequent watering hole, that information would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah. They say they don't know a whole lot about him, other than there is a and probably both surprising to you that it exists and yet not surprising at all. There's a kobold brothel on one end of town that he likes to.
Ugh. I have a feeling I'm going to be taking one for the team. Well, I will thank the information services, and I will leave 3 gold on the counter for the 3 minutes of time that I took up.
Oh, all right. I didn't thank you for your tip.
Yes. A tip for a tip. And I'll let the rest of the group know that they can't really tell if there's a brothel or anything, or a bar or anything that this one wizard happens to go to, but there's a brothel that he likes to frequent. So I will be going and checking that out. But apparently there is somebody in town that matches the description of exactly what we're looking for.
A large enough town, there had to be.
And so, without further ado, Wendell is going to go over there, and just to keep it short and sweet and to the point, Wendell is going to hopefully catch him before he goes up to get with one of the girls, like maybe he's waiting for one or something, and entice him to maybe have a couple of drinks beforehand at, Wendell, which of course that won't be the name I'll be using, but, that Wendell's kind of nervous. It's his first time. He's looking for some liquid courage and maybe somebody to talk him up, and, all the different things that should fall right into play for this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you head over there. It's a smaller than most of the other brothels.
Well, it's a kobold brothel. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, you step inside. You find it's called the Horny Lizard.
it's appropriate, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. Um, it doesn't take long to find your target in there. He seems to frequent enough that his name gets thrown around enough to find him. His name's Dirge Fourclaw.
Ah,
And yeah, he's at the moment sitting at the bar that they have, already having a drink.
oh, well, in that case, Wendell will hop up on a stool next to him and say, "I'll have what he's having."
And you're quickly left with a rather sizable, at least for someone of your size, glass of great spirits.
Ooh, okay. We'll be sipping. And Wendell will look over at Dirk. First time here?
No, I frequent here. I've not seen
Oh.
you here before. You?
First time for me. Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't get many of your type in.
Well, I mean, it's not something that I try to announce to everybody, but they've always been curious.
Hey, that's all fine. No judgment here.
I appreciate it. Name's Derek.
Hi, Dirk. Nice to meet you. The name's Dirge.
Dirge. Good to meet you. Huh. I guess we're a pair of double D's, huh?
I suppose you could look at it that way.
But yeah, so when Wendell is basically going to encourage him to drink some more, kind of get to know him, schmooze him a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably there will be a bit of conversation in the bawdy naughty nature, so I'm like, we can skip the RP of that.
Yeah, he definitely spends some time trying to figure out what your type is and pair you up with. But yeah, you get to know him a bit. He definitely seems like the part of your type. You definitely get the feeling, as it was suggested, that he does spend quite a bit of time here. Frequents it quite a bit.
And yeah, basically what I will do is I will try to maybe encourage him that after we've had our evening of fun here, perhaps we should, kind of hit the town and just have some fun, see what happens.
Give me a persuasion roll on that with advantage. Urges.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that'll be sufficient. So yeah, that sounds fun. Well, let's go.
Excellent.
He heads out with you, drinking.
Okay. And so, I will be asking him, like, do you happen to have any talents?
What do you mean by talents? Like in?
I've got some amazing skill. Here, I'll show you. And I will attempt to balance a dagger on one finger, utilizing sleight of hand. Oh, that was so close to a 1. And while I'm able to balance it perfectly, I'll have it wobble a bit on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But then finish with a little bit of a flourish and catch it midair and pop it back into the sheath.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Thanks. Yo, you gotta have something, right?
Yeah. What do I have? Something. I've got something. Ah, right here. Hold this, and he hands you his.
Okay. And I will out of it.
Proceeds to do a very drunken attempt at a dance right there in the streets.
Whoa! You're not even using music! How are you even doing that?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
That's incredible! And, Wendell will then turn around and eventually swing the conversation to, like, target practice and, like, use one of the daggers as, like, a throwing dagger kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, you can hit that all the way over there with a dagger?
It takes a lot of practice, I mean, I haven't always just been, well, what am I? I forget. But whatever it is, I haven't always been that, I mean, there used to be a time that I used to be a very dangerous kind of guy with a knife.
I wish
But
I could throw a dagger like that. I have to use other ways to hit something at a distance.
do you spit at him?
No. I do this thing here, like this, and he casts a firebolt in the same general vicinity as you threw the dagger, so with much worse accuracy.
No way! That's so cool. I didn't know you could do magic. You're like some sort of magic sorcerer wizard lizard. You're like you're like a wizard lizard. And Wendell will like fall over on his ass.
Lizard wizard. I've not heard that one. He rolling on the ground laughing with you.
Excellent. Well, since you're an incredibly powerful wizard lizard, and I am, the half height of everybody else, I have a chip on my shoulder, so screw the rest of the world. You know what we should do?
What should we do?
We should paint this town red. Let's let's find things for us to hit and practice our fine skills. And we'll make it a wager. Yeah. Make it a fun friendly wager. Between the two D's.
Wager, you say? What are we wagering?
I don't know. Drinks.
Yeah, we could do drinks and he takes another his drink. Stumbles
Yeah.
a bit more.
We could do drinks or ooh. Yeah. No, I've got one, but no, we'll save that bet for later. But for right now, how about and I will find something ridiculous like a sign hanging from a storefront or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll use that as the challenge.
So are you going first or am I?
Well, no, you go right ahead. You take your first shot. Make it a good one. There's a
Okay.
drink involved for this.
He takes a shot at it. It's not a very good shot. He barely hits the edge of it with a firebolt.
Okay.
Huh. I think I got it.
No, you definitely got it right there on the edge. I can see the scorch mark.
Yeah. It's glowing there. So Lambert, your turn.
And so Wendell will flip the dagger, whack, get the sign rocking back and forth.
Dead center too.
Well, I think we're tied on that one.
Yeah, but how are you gonna get your dagger back? It's all the way up there.
All right, hold on. What if I climb up on top of your shoulders and you hold me up while I get it?
And he starts trying to measure himself and measure you, measure the height of the sign. Yeah, I think that'll work.
So yeah, this is we're going into full on comedy here as the two of us are staggering and stumbling, trying to keep our balance while attempting to be able to yank this dagger out of the sign.
See, the best part is you're not even close to reaching it. It's another 2 feet above your hands when you're stacked up on him.
Yeah, I'll just suddenly like whip out the short sword and knock it down while I'm still staggering. Like I almost got it. I almost got. There we go.
I knew we could do it.
Teamwork. And so yeah, we'll continue on. If he looks like he's pretty eager for it, we're going to just go straight for the setup. Over at the furniture place.
Okay.
But if he seems like a little too tipsy, we'll call it a night and then promise to meet back up the next night at the place.
He might be on the verge of being too tipsy at this point.
Okay. In that case, Wendell will suggest that we call it an evening, and maybe we turn around and do it again tomorrow night because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'll see you back there at the Horny Lizard. We still need to
Perfect.
get you a fine lady there.
Sounds good. And so I will head on back to the Thieves Guild and await my compatriots' return with information of what they've scouted out and gotten prepared.
Alright, so we'll jump back over to Nyx and Pyro and see what they're up to.
Dun dun dun.
So what is it exactly that you two are doing?
Let's see. I did read the thing, and I saw the owner's out of town for a few days.
Yes.
So I'm going to just go in through the showroom, kind of look around, feign entrance that I'm like, moving. I need to buy some new furniture, but try and take note of like where, like, ask like, go to a piece, be like, now what would you use to clean this or to polish it up, and take note of wherever they grab the polishes and the cleaning supplies from.
Yeah, the other attendant there, she's like, oh yeah, we've got this nice wax that we would use to polish it up. We sell it by the container, depending on how much you want or need. You could even get a bucket of it.
I'll just kind of nod and be like, I'll keep that in mind whenever I go to buy it. Should be within the next couple of days.
Yeah. This table here is a fine table carved from a single piece of wood. Yours for the low price of 5,000 gold pieces.
I'll nod. Definitely a very nice table.
Indeed. What kind of
Craftsmanship is
furniture are you?
fantastic.
What kind of furniture are you interested in?
Something that would just light up a room whenever you walk into it. Kind of brings it to life.
Yeah, we've got this couch over here, upholstered with the finest fabrics that money can buy. And you walk over and there's a nice bright green couch with a floral pattern on it.
Something that probably should be burned anyway.
Probably.
And how much is this one?
This fine piece, we would sell it to you for 2,000 gold pieces.
I'll have to keep that one in mind. It's quite a lovely couch.
Yes, it's a great addition to any room. One of a kind, too. We've never made another quite like it. So tell me about this house that you're looking to furnish. What's it like?
It's very lifeless right now. Kind of dreary. I need something to kind of make it feel alive, because otherwise it has kind of a very dull feel to it.
Yeah,
Need
this would
some vibrancy and some color.
this would certainly do it.
Certainly.
And how do you feel about a decorative shell?
I could be convinced.
Well, come over here and let me convince you. We've got a lovely hand-carved shelf over here. Made from a lovely wood that's got a purple hue to it. Actually, one of our more affordable pieces for 600 gold.
Very nice. Would definitely be something that would pop out and catch your eyes' attention.
Oh, most certainly.
I think I've got a good idea of what I'm looking for. I'll return once I'm starting to settle in.
This sounds good. We'll be here. Ready whenever you are.
Thank you. I'll depart.
Okay, so you head back and reconvene with everyone.
Yeah.
Unless Nix, was there something that you wanted to do in all of that?
Mm. No, I think he did everything.
Okay.
What'd you find out over there?
Well,
You guys reconvene. Yes?
Yeah. looks like they've got plenty of cleaning supplies and some like wax that we can use to case some of the furniture in. That will make it much more flammable at the time. As long as one of them lights on fire, it should be able to spread pretty easily. Plus, it's
And
a convenient excuse for it to be flammable, as if they just did a cleaning for it.
we definitely have our mage.
Fantastic. And so, if you want to plan to do it the next night, I'll just look to break into the showroom and spread it around a little bit after they close.
Yeah.
I say it shouldn't take more than an hour or two for me to get it ready to light up.
Oh, I'm figuring we'll probably be ready a couple hours before midnight.
So I assumed I would have gone what time they closed to. Forgot to ask that in the moment, but I'll make sure I get that information before the next night.
Yeah, they close at like 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I was about to say usually they close pretty early. That should work out well. I can go once the sun starts to go down. I'll go inside once everybody's left for the day and start prepping it.
And that should also put us mid shift for the guards. So we shouldn't have to worry about being able to find guards. They should be on fairly regular patrols at that point still.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, I think we got a good plan here.
Indeed. Since it looks like Nix needs to leave soon, I think this will be a good stopping point, so I'm not sure exactly how long this will take to play out.
Yes. Especially with us making a kobold sorcerer blow up a store.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a special place in hell for Wendell for this.
By the end of this campaign, there's gonna be a special place in hell for all of us. I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah.
The way this is going.
It'll come for everyone in turn.
But at least we'll have made some decent coin. So there's that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, as always, Colin, thank you very much for hosting.
Yeah, glad you're able to make it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I'm probably going to have to juggle between goofing off and getting packed now because my wife has gotten me to the point where now I am on her schedule, which is, oh, we're leaving in 2 hours? Well, that's when I should pack. I used to be the I'll pack a week early type person, and now it's like 4 hours. Okay, fine. I'll go pack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have a good night, guys. Have fun.
See ya.
Good night.
Yep. You too.